Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of John Matrixx Talks Movies. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. Today, we're talking Star Wars Episode 9. This is the end. Yes, it is. It is the end. I don't think a lot of people have really talked about this, but this is definitely, I believe, the last time that we will ever see Luke Skywalker on screen, portrayed by Mark Hamill, and this will be the last time that we see Princess Leia, portrayed by Carrie Fisher. Now, nobody's really talked about that, but it is very, very sad that those two characters have to go out in this way. Now, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher is actually deceased, so we will never see her again. And people already know that. But more importantly, this is the last time that we will see Luke. Nobody's really talked about that. I really don't see Lucasfilm going forward with the character of Luke anymore. And this is Mark Hamill's last rodeo as Luke. And it's very, very sad that the greatest hero in movie history has to go out like this. It's very sad. The last look that we had of him was someone that was unrecognizable, someone that we can't relate to. He was a character that wanted to commit murder on his own nephew. He should not go out like that. Now, will J.J. Abrams completely change the character of Luke? I think, at least for the legacy of Luke, he's going to have to. He's going to have to do a complete 180 on the character of Luke now. I mean, 40 years of this character. And I think that it's safe to say that Luke is the most beloved character in all of Star Wars. He was our hero. But the last picture and image that we had of him was he wasn't a hero. He was a complete coward. He was completely unrecognizable. And the new generation of kids that are actually watching him on screen, they're getting this belief that it's okay to quit. It's okay not to fight back. And there was an instance where this boy was getting bullied and he didn't fight back because he said it wasn't the Jedi way. That's how misguided this sequel trilogy is now. The Jedi don't quit. The Jedi do fight back. Now, they may go into hiding for a little bit and regroup, but they don't quit. And that's what really, really bothered me about Jake Skywalker in The Last Jedi. He wasn't Luke. He was a complete quitter, completely unrecognizable. Now, Yoda and Obi-Wan, they went into hiding, but they were waiting for the right time. They knew that Luke was the new hope for the galaxy. They knew that he probably could redeem his father. So ObiWan Kenobi watched over him until the time was right, and then taught him the ways of the Force. Leia entrusted her own nephew, her own son, I should say, with Luke. Luke is his nephew. And Rian Johnson led us to really believe that Luke was a homicidal maniac that wanted to wipe the floor with his own nephew, even for a brief second. he had his lightsaber ignited, ready to commit murder. That is just unbelievable. So, therefore, Luke quits and he walks away, only to let the galaxy suffer without the Jedi anymore at the hands of the First Order. Think about that. He quit. Many people died. And he just took his lightsaber, once he got it back, and threw it over his shoulder. And he said, "Go away," to Rey. That's the kind of damage that has been done on the most beloved hero of all time. And now, what can we expect from Luke in Star Wars Episode 9? I don't know what we really can expect from him now at this point. His story is completed. It is no longer his story. Actually, this sequel trilogy was not his story. He was pretty much a side character that was actually pretty much worthless. Watching The Last Jedi, I walked out of there thinking, I don't like that guy, Luke. That Luke, I do not like him. I hate him. Why would he do that? It made no sense. And I'm a huge Luke fan. Of course, I'm a Darth Sidious fan, but I like to see the hero's journey. I like to see the hero, learn, struggle, then succeed. But this guy, he just fell off a cliff. He became like a punch-drunk fighter at the end of his career. Where he just would not fight back. I don't know if you guys are like boxing fans, but do you remember Mike Tyson's last fight where he couldn't even put up his hands to defend himself? That was Luke. That was Luke. And he got dropped with a knockout punch. And people are saying now, that's not my Luke. I completely agree with them. Luke Skywalker died after Return of the Jedi. What was left of him was that guy that you saw in The Last Jedi. He quit. A man that was so optimistic about his own father, who was the ultimate bad guy in the universe. And he said, I can save him. But yet, his own nephew, who to that point did nothing wrong, I'm thinking about committing murder on him. I want him gone because I think he's going to be bad. Rian Johnson betrayed us. Kathleen Kennedy betrayed us. J.J. Abrams betrayed us. George Lucas was betrayed by Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm. They betrayed George Lucas. They lied to him to his face. And Rian Johnson actually came out today and said that he's never said anything bad about anyone about his movie. That is a flat out lie. This is what we have now we have to look at them now and look at what they're giving us. And they don't belong in Star Wars. That Jake Skywalker guy, he didn't belong in Star Wars, but that's the kind of characters they're going to give us. Enough is enough. Star Wars Episode 9 is their last stand. This is the last movie for Luke. And I really don't want to see Mark Hamill go out like that in this movie. He can't continue to be a bitter old man. Now, do I think he will be a bitter old man? Probably not. But You never know. J.J. Abrams is directing this movie. J.J. Abrams is the one that cut Luke completely out of episode 7. And he was the one that put Luke on that island. And it was actually said by Han Solo in The Force Awakens, I'm not giving JJ a pass. Luke walked away from it. He quit. So, what will happen with Luke in this movie? Will he get a respectable send-off? I'm not so sure about that. I wouldn't be surprised if Rey just disrespected him again, didn't need his guidance, because really Rey doesn't need his guidance now. So what is the purpose of Luke in this movie? What is the purpose? He created Kylo Ren. He wanted to quit. He didn't want to fight anymore. And at the end of Last Jedi, he still didn't fight. Don't get it twisted. He did not fight. He was just buying the Resistance a few minutes while he was safe and sound on Ahch-To. So J.J. Abrams, please respect Luke. Give him the respect that he deserves. This is his last stand. We won't see him again, I think, in a live action movie, because Disney, Lucasfilm, they're ready to move away from the Skywalkers so fast. They didn't want to deal with them in the first place when they bought Star Wars from George Lucas. So, what do you guys think about all this? How will Luke be portrayed in Star Wars Episode 9? Is he going to go out in a bad way? Will it be a sad ending to such a great story for Luke over the last 40 years? We'll have to see. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.